In today's video, I want to show you how Frase helps me do a better research and helps me write content which ranks faster in the SERPs. If you are a regular viewer of this channel, you might be knowing that I believe in content brief a lot. I always recommend writing a content brief and then moving on to writing an article, whether it's you who is writing an article or your content writers. Content brief helps you to bring focus on what exactly should be written in your article. If you have written a content brief in the past manually, you will know how much time it takes to write a proper content brief. Content brief is not just a set of guidelines which you need to pass on to your content writer. It is a very structured document which has to be written after a detailed in-depth research, and with all these Google updates coming into pictures, including helpful content update, you have to do a research which helps you stand out with your articles. So let's quickly jump into the Frase screen and I will show you how I do my research step by step and how I write my content brief step by step, which helps me optimize my articles better. So this is my Frase screen, and the keyword which I have picked up is best espresso machines. If you go to the extreme left, you will see the properties of this search query, which is best espresso machines. The country I have selected is US. Language is English. You can select any language you're writing and you can use that. I'm using English. I can save it to folder which I want to save. I can select the document status. Like right now I'm researching, so I'll select research and I will update the document. So this is the content which I have picked up from one of the SERPs. This is the homegrounds.co/best espresso machine. So this is the content from that article. You can easily change the URL. So as you can see, I'm importing this from this URL, and for our demo purposes, we will use this content. So this Frase has these different tabs: the research, outline, AI writer, optimize, links, and help. So if you're doing it for an existing article, probably you want to skip the content brief part and optimizing immediately. But for our demo purposes, we will start from the research part and then we'll come back to the optimize part. So one of the simplest way is to use an automatic content brief which will be created by the Frase, which I don't recommend. But still, for the demo purposes, I'll show you how to do it. So it will tell you, you can copy paste the guidelines. People also ask all the SERP results, all the topics, topic clusters, headers, all the questions that have been asked in all these SERP articles, statistics if there are any, and hyperlinks. We can all insert into the brief with a click of button. Now, as you have seen, we have created an automatic content brief with a click of a button within few seconds. But like I said, I don't recommend using this because all you are doing is just copy pasting what is already available in the SERP. And with this new helpful content update, you have to bring in your own element. You have to bring in your own new research, your new angle into your content. Otherwise, your chances of ranking higher, especially with a low domain authority, is very low. So how can we bring our own element into it? How can this Frase as a tool can help us to bring that element? That can only be possible if we understand what exactly the SERP or the people who are already ranking are writing and what else we can add. So first, let us look into what exactly they are writing. So this is one way to look at it. What exactly which post is ranking at what position and what is their word count, what are their headings. You can simply paste it with a one-click button into your content brief, or you can read what exactly they are writing under each heading. Similarly, you can do this for all the things which are ranking in the SERPs. Before we go ahead, I want to bring your attention to this particular thing called 20 by 20. So what exactly does this mean? It means the top 20 search results is being shown in the tool. We need to find out these 20 is really what we are looking at, because for this best espresso machine, it is a highly competitive query. So a lot of search results will have valid listing in the SERP results. But there will be some search results or some queries where the things which you see in the SERPs may not be appropriate to add in the search results for optimization. So let me give you an example why. So let's say Amazon. I really don't want to use Amazon as my gold standard for writing a content brief or what to write in a content brief. Because we all know Amazon doesn't need to write content to rank higher in the SERP. So probably we'll remove this listing into our equation. So now as you can see, we are left with 19 out of 19. So the 20th one, the last one from the Amazon has been eliminated because we don't want the content of the Amazon negatively affect when we are doing optimization. So what is visual SERP matrix? So it just shows you graphically how these metrics are head to head when all these 19 are compared. So it says the average word count should be around 4,400. The minimum is the 509. The maximum is the 16,000. This is the 16,000 realsimple.com. So the same comparison can be done for topic score, headings, images, and backlinks and domain rating. So I don't have an SEO add-on for Frase which shows backlinks and domain rating. So that's why it is missing over here. So how do we do keyword research? Let's use this tab for our demo. Either we can use this format and we can copy paste our stuff like this way. I like this one. I like this one. So all gets copied over here. Personally speaking, it is a little bit difficult for me to look at the things in this format. So probably what I generally use is the outline tab. So this is the same SERPs, but they have been presented in this tabular form. I can easily see what are the headings for the Wired, for the Bon Appetit, Tom's Guide, all the remaining 19 SERPs. So I have selected different tabs which I feel should be the part of my content brief. Like I have selected this one, the criteria, what we look for in a great espresso machine. What we look for in a great espresso machine, right? So probably let me add these parameters as well. The pressure, water temperature, ease of clean. So let's say I just want these three only. So they have been pasted over here. I will just shift under what we look in a great espresso machine. So let's say I don't want this Wired coupons. So let us remove this. Best espresso machine accessories for home barista. I don't want this one. Let's remove this. Best espresso machine Tom's Guide. I don't want this. So let's remove the ones which I don't want. So let's assume I have gone through all these topics and this is what I want in my content brief. So we can further summarize this as well using the AI writer tool. So each key point from the SERP for each of our outline headings will be summarized once we click this. Or what we can do is we can simply paste this. So we'll just save this outline. So assuming we have done our research from the SERPs and now we want to paste this outline in our content brief. So here it gets pasted with one click button. Now, how do we bring our own element or how do we deepen our research? So let's go to the research tab. And from this drop down, we'll select Wikipedia topics. So these are the suggested Wikipedia topics as per Frase. And we need to use our own head, our own brain to find out which will be applicable Wikipedia topics which we need to do the research further and include in our content brief. So this is we are talking about is espresso machines or espresso. Probably let's look at what espresso machines as a Wikipedia page is talking about and what we can include. Yes, these are the kind of espresso machines which are used today. History about espresso machines, probably it is not of our interest. Drive mechanism, again, this is not of our interest. Steam driven, yes, steam driven is something we can think about including our espresso machines in our content brief. Pump driven, yes, single boiler, double use, heat exchanger, dual boiler, air pump driven. So probably let's go to the SERP overview in our optimize tab. So let's see if any of our SERPs are talking about steam or not. Yes, a lot of people are talking about steam milk, 8 sources. So that means 8 articles are talking about steam milk. Steamed milk, 7 sources. Steam vent, 7 sources. Steam pressure, steam boiler, 2 sources. Steam driven espresso machine, only 1 source. So let's see what they are writing. So it's the realsimple.com who is writing about steam driven espresso machine. So he has already picked up this Wikipedia topic to include it in his article. no other source is writing about this. So this is how we can find out certain topics which the SERPs are writing about, which we have to write, but we can find certain topics the others are not writing about. So this one complete interface called Frase will help you to read the existing articles in the SERPs, Wikipedia topics, and quickly find out topics which we can include in our content brief. So this is how you can complete your content brief and write your guidelines. Phrase even allows you to write templates and use those templates for writing content briefs. So we have simply copy pasted all these headings. So let's say if we have created a template, we can just move these headings into that template and start writing. If you want a sample content brief template, or you want to understand what a content brief template is, you can go back to my content brief video where you will be able to see and download the content brief. So now let's go to the optimization part. My content optimization. So this is the article which we have imported and we want to see how we can optimize it. Let's remove the steam. So as you can see, it is 61% optimized. So this is an average across all competitors. 40.7% should be optimized. But like I said, don't go by the metrics. You have to see what exact topics you have covered. Where are the gaps? So as you can see, a lot of things are green. So that means it is already very much optimized. Short of espresso, 6 sources are talking about, we have written none. Affordable espresso machines, coffee puck, steam pressure, straight espresso, cups of espresso. These are the topics which we have not used as a long tail. So let's see the top topics. We are green almost everywhere. Again, shots of espresso is missing. So we have to find out certain topics which are not written by our content writer. We have to add those. So let's look into the clusters. So espresso is one keyword cluster over here. It has a lot of things related to espresso which have been written. Again, short of espresso is missing. 3 out of 3 is expected. So 3 times short of espresso should have been written, but we have written 0 times. Espresso machine should have been written approximately around 10 times, but we have written 28 times. Stove espresso machine, one source is talking about, but we have not written about it. Super automatic espresso machine, we have not written about it. You don't have to go as is with this exact word. So probably we might have written about super automatic espresso machine, but without an hyphen. So these sort of things we have to look into. Simply copy pasting or simply using short of espresso machine over here in the article will make it green. So let's say I'll write it over here. Short of espresso. Right? So it has turned into yellow. But does it make any sense writing this simple keyword over here? Not exactly. You have to find out what shots of espresso as a keyword we can write that would make sense. So let's look into some other cluster. Is there something which you are not writing about? Probably Bambino. Yeah, so if you see Bambino, probably this is the model of an espresso machine, Breville Bambino Plus. So we'll have to do a research to find out whether this machine is worth including in our recommendations or not, because a lot of other people are recommending it. So that can initiate a research into what kind of or which machine models we need to include. Let's say if we have missed out on Breville Bambino and a lot of other brands or other websites are talking about this Breville Bambino, so probably we might consider including it in our list. We can even find out the gaps as well. Let's say we are talking about topic gaps. So this will easily give you the topic gaps. See, we just filtered out everything and we are just left with the topic gaps. Steam pressure. So we have not talked about steam pressure. So our machines are based upon the steam. So probably steam pressure as a word should be there in our content. So probably this could be the keyword we need to write about, steam pressure. Basically, so these are the 3 steps you need to follow. You need to do your research, you do your outline, you write the article based upon your content brief which you have written in your outline, and then optimize your article. It could be an existing article, it could be a fresh article. You can write your fresh article or you can copy paste it over here and optimize it for the gaps. Even in spite of doing your research, even in spite of writing it in your content brief, some things might get missed out by a content writer, or you might have initially missed in your content. Optimize will help you to close those gaps. I hope this rundown through the phase was a little bit helpful in understanding the exact process, doing the research, writing content brief, and optimizing your content. Because if you are doing all these things manually, it will take a hell lot of time. With all my experience, when I'm not recording a video, I'm actually writing a content brief, I can easily do this in 20 to 30 minutes writing a content brief. It's as easy as this. But when I was doing it manually, it would take me easily 3-4 hours going through different articles in the SERP and then finding out what I need to write and what I need to eliminate. It would easily take 4-5 hours. So these content optimization tools do help, but don't copy paste the stuff. It is just to shorten the time which is required to do the research. Rest, the brain is what you need to use. You just cannot rely on the tools. It has an AI writer tool. I'm not talking about it. It really does the job. But again, like I say in most of my videos, AI writer is useful writing your first draft. Then it needs to be edited properly to make it usable for readers and worthy enough to rank on Google. I hope this was useful. I'll see you in the next one.